Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. My name is Apo and this is Vincent. And I almost stuffed up Back Catalogue podcast. I almost did it, but I didn't. I stuck the landing. And today we are sticking the landing on 3 movies because we're going to find out.
Oh, we're doing 4. There's 4.
There's 4 movies.
There's 4 movies.
Because we're going to find out if Beverly Hills Cop is the best action comedy series. We're going to find that out today. Because we're changing up the format each week, we're going to change up. We're going to do something different.
Yeah.
One week we'll do is Beverly Hills Cop the best action comedy series. The next week we're going to do some sort of Planet of the Apes movie. It's just going to be Beverly Hills Cop related things and Planet of the Apes related things. For some reason we're linking these together. I don't know why. But let's get into this. I'm going to give you the facts about these films and then we're going to get into it. I'm not giving you the facts about all these films, dude.
Well, what is the rating? What are we talking?
Look, I'm going to give you the rating on the first
the
one.
original one's got like 7.1.
7.4 out of 10 on the
7.4.
IMDb. The next one, Beverly Hills Cop 2, 6.6 out of 10 on the IMDb, 49% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The third one, it's got a 4.5.
And the third one is a 5.5.
Oh, close.
God, dog, man. And a 10% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, third one's trash.
That's wild. 10%?
Yeah, that's crazy. 10%.
10% is crazy.
It's not 10%.
That's crazy.
It's not 10%.
10%.
Nah, 10%.
You didn't go in there, you saw him like climbing up on the thing, you said 10%.
I saw him climbing up on the thing, and then I looked at my watch, and it was 15 minutes later, and he was still climbing up on that thing. And then I saw the percents going down.
Man, and when you have an audience score of 35%, that's when you know things aren't right.
Yeah.
You know.
And then what about the most recent one?
And the most recent one, Axel F, a.k.a. Beverly Hills Cop 5, is Beverly Hills Cop 4. I'm thinking Beverly Hills Cop 5 because they might bring in a sequel. 6.5 out of 10 on the IMDb and 66% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Those ratings feel pretty good.
They feel like there's definitely a peak, then there's a drop, and then there's like maybe a slight peak.
And there's another drop, and then it comes up a little bit, is what actually happens if you look at the statistics.
If you look at the statistics, yes.
So what's your ranking of these 4? Because you know, we were meant to do Wingardium Furiosa, but you didn't have time.
The pipeline was significantly.
Yeah, but you did have time to watch 4 Beverly Hills Cop movies.
Absolutely, man. I watched all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Because when we think about scheduling and time,
yeah,
I can put that on the background and walk around and do stuff.
Exactly right, because you've already watched that. So you're just filling in the blanks.
I'm filling in the blanks, remembering different key scenes. How do I feel about it? I feel like it fits that trajectory pretty well. I don't know. See, I'm nostalgia ridden. I'm nostalgia ridden about these films, and especially about the third film, because as a child, when I watched these films, like preteen, I watched these films, right?
That's not well.
Well, I mean, you know, my parents, you know, they were working, so they just said, "Hey, here's the TV." You know?
Here's the TV.
They didn't do that.
Here's a scene in the second movie which is just gratuitous.
It's just smart on screen.
It's just smart on screen.
Smart on screen.
And you got anyway.
And there's not even a foiled robbery. It's just smart on screen. You know, and at least if it's smart and then there's a foiled robbery, you're like, there's a reason for the smart.
Dude, the first movie, as much as I dislike those scenes in movies, there wasn't much of it wasn't gratuitous.
It wasn't gratuitous.
It was just, I mean, you know, you're in the 80s. So look, I understand that, you know, it's more of the time than now.
I mean, those things still exist and people go there.
I know that, but it's, yeah.
But what you're trying to say is that it's not just used to be like, hey, look at this. Look what I'm showing you right on screen to keep you in the seats.
Whereas the second one felt more like that. I mean, they also do go to the Playboy Mansion. There's like a whole slow-mo situation where I'm thinking like, come on, fellas. I always find that in the second movie, there are multiple times where there's magazines lying around and it's just Playboy and they're just reading it. Like you're just doing whatever and you're just reading it.
I think someone's funding something.
But that's crazy. That's crazy. But I mean, you think about that now. People just like looking for smut everywhere.
Also, the idea of the Playboy Mansion just never sits well with me.
Nah.
Because how you going to go there, it's just going to be smut walking around. Like, you know, it's just like you just walk in there. It's just, and maybe like sometimes you go there, it's a cocktail party, everyone wearing suits. And, you know, that's fine. But like, there'd be some people who'd be like, I got a party at the Playboy Mansion. Like, it's going to be crazy. They rock up.
People
It's
just looking for smut
in canapes.
all facets of their life, which is crazy to me.
Well, I mean, we talked about this on the Back Catalogue After Dark. But like, if you have to do like mods on your game so you can get jiggle physics in there, you got to check yourself.
You got to start asking questions.
That's when you reevaluate. You sit down and you say, hey, listen, maybe I'm not playing the game for the game.
Anyway.
Maybe the game's playing me. So I would, but I feel that I'm nostalgia ridden. So I feel that when I saw the 10%, I was quite shocked. I was quite
That's
taken
because
aback.
you saw Inspector Todd die. You cried. You know, your family made fun of you because you were crying.
Or sobbing.
You were sobbing.
Yeah, and we don't do that anymore now.
That's right.
Because of all the trauma and the making fun of.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. As a child, you have a movie about a police officer in a theme park.
You know, the thing, that's what I was
doing an Okie Dokie Shuffle.
You know, you get kids pushing the fountain. That movie felt more aimed at children by that. Like, there was, I don't know, was there even that much swearing in that one?
I don't think as much. I think it was genuinely done to be like, hey, let's introduce Axel Foley to like the next generation.
Yeah, and then they got 10% and they thought, okay, maybe next generation don't want Axel Foley.
But maybe, next generation ain't doing 10%. Well, technically they are, because like the people that would be reviewing things would be.
Yeah.
But look,
so okay,
we'll get into. I
you
think
got nostalgia. That I mean, look, I hadn't watched any of these movies until we did the Aquel F the other week, and since then I've watched all 4 of them. At least twice. I've watched the first one. I'm not even exaggerating when I say I've probably watched it about 20 times.
Which is what you should do. If you like a movie, you should just sit down just every minute of the day, have it on.
That movie is genuinely fantastic. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll actually watch it. Sometimes I'll just put it on the ground. In the background. I'll just put it on the background. I'll hear Herb Simplex 10.
Oh, dude.
And because the thing is, I'll be doing some programming, or I'll do clean the house or whatever I'm doing. Right, I'll be doing what I'm doing, and then I'll hear, "Can I help you, sir?" And then I'm thinking, I gotta turn this on because I know what's coming next.
You know that the buffet is going to be ruined.
You know the buffet is going to be ruined. You know he's going to have the hands on the hips, the eyes widen.
So one thing that we brought up about the first Beverly Hills Cop is that Axel Foley seems like a genuine person within that world. Whereas, as you see in the second, third, and subsequently the fourth one, Axel Foley becomes a character. Yeah. And almost like a caricature of the original Axel Foley, who's a very subdued man.
Dude, the first one is just, there's honestly the only thing I can fault about that movie. If I had to go in and make edits,
yeah,
the only thing I would do was when he's in the jail cell the first time, and he goes, "Hey, you guys got a phone in here? Like, I was hungry. I ordered a pizza." The only thing that I would have changed is he's there with Taggart and Rosemont, and you just see in the back like some dude walking around with a pizza. There's nothing about it. You just see some dude in the back with a pizza.
That would be very funny.
Because then you look at that, you're going, he ordered a pizza.
I mean, someone could do that.
Yeah.
We could do Lord of the Rings without Frodo, but someone could do that.
I mean, it worked well for Star Wars when they did stuff like that.
It did. When they just added things in.
Yeah, fantastic.
For the next generation.
For the next generation.
Yeah. Because if you change like really, really awesome like things that are made out of like genuine physical props, and then you just add like a glaze of like poorly done CGI over the top.
You can't get better than that.
That's chef's kiss. And you think about poor CGI, you think about when he's climbing up the Ferris wheel in the third one.
Yeah, but that is funny.
What we did, we did do Beverly Hills Cop 1 and we did do Aquel F, sorry. So let's hone in a little bit on number 2 and 3 and sort of see where they fall down and maybe why they don't let you make this the best action comedy of all time. Because we've got other things. We've got Rush Hour to come potentially.
That's 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got name another movie that does it. You know what I mean?
Another movie has done it.
That does the action
comedies. They probably
comedies.
will continue to do it.
Series, even.
So the third one, from my perspective, the third one felt more action than comedy. The third one was not a lot of comedy in it. There wasn't a lot of the Eddie Murphy doing the bit to do whatever he needs to do. There's not really any of that. Well, there's not as much.
You didn't laugh when he did the Okie Dokie Shuffle? Or when he goes... And he starts clapping. He goes up to what's his name?
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Ellis DeWall. Everyone, Ellis DeWall.
Keep it going for Ellis DeWall.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not that there's not that in there. There's not that much. See, the second one, even though I don't think the second one is anywhere near as good as the first one.
You know, I retrospectively looking at it, I thought the second one was better, but having rewatched at least parts of the second and third one, I realise it's not as good, and for the reasons we're going to get into.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Johnny Wishbone.
You got Johnny Wishbone.
You know, I've been repeating that phrase for the past 3 days, and you know, my wife, I'm living in the studio now.
She left you
because she kicked me out.
Right.
Yeah.
She left you here.
Yeah.
She was like, hey, why don't I drop you off to the studio? You just haven't been able to leave.
I haven't been able to leave. She locked the door from the outside.
I don't know how I got in. I had to climb through the roof. But yes, you know, we got Johnny Wishbone. We got like no right angles on this house.
Yeah, you got no right angles. That's what I'm saying. These are great bits. Mm-hmm. You have the fact that this dude is the most calculated. He's the alphabet bandit. He's doing all these. Hey, we only got 3 minutes and 24 seconds to do it. Oh, you messed up one thing because you did the shell casings and whatever. You cut them down. Oh, hold on. Let me just drive directly to you in a car. Oh, I've been shot in the head.
That's the final scene. Like, you know,
it's so funny
when we're thinking about.
Mm-hmm. The final scene is hilarious because, you know, Rosemont's out there going, police! And he's just open firing on people. He's just open firing on people while there are police officers cornering them.
I love that Billy Rosewood, you know, in the first one, he has that one moment in which he says, doesn't this feel like the
end of Butch Cassidy or something?
Butch Cassidy, the Sundance Kid. And you get a glimpse of like, is this man crazy? Or is this just a young man who's excited to finally be like doing something other than, you know, picking up dog litter, you know?
The other thing that you just appreciate from the first one is you've got Axel Foley and Jenny Summers, which Jenny Summers, I said to you during the week.
That's right.
One of a fantastic character. Every character in that movie, in the original, just fits so well. You got Victor Maitland, whatever. You got Cuz.
You got Cuz, dude.
You got Cuz. You got Mikey Tandino. Mm-hmm. Like all the Jenny Summers, they're all fantastic characters.
They feel like they've known each other.
Yeah, Jenny Summers is the very clearly, hey, this is the sidekick for a minute here, but she's actually a good character. You know, say, hey, let's not argue here. Let me grab my keys and we'll argue on the way.
Yeah. She says she's got some funny lines, but also like she works off of Eddie Murphy really well. Yeah. And let's look forward to the next two movies. We've got obviously Bogemont's.
Yeah, but she's in it for half.
She's only in it for a little bit, but then in the next one we have what we're assuming is Aquaef's wife that becomes that whole. Yeah, she ain't doing much, but other than like showing you about like,
hey, this is the alien attack.
That's right.
Hey, you seen the Tunnel of Love?
Absolutely.
Did you have one? I got one now. That's it.
That's it, man. And you know, when you have someone like Jenny Summers who stands on her own as a good character. You can't lower it. You can't lower it after that.
And Serge in the first movie is unbelievable.
Serge,
honestly,
it is bloody funny that he comes back as like a gun salesman.
That is funny, and it's like, hey, the 3 Ps. It's like protection, something, and pretty.
Yeah, because it has to look good.
Yeah.
If you're hanging out with Serge and it sounds like a detergent, it has to look good. I will say, you know, in speaking of funny scenes. One of the funniest scenes, in my opinion, is when he grabs the gun from Serge and he goes out to fire on people. And look, that makes it feel like a kid's movie. Because how's he
playing the radio? It's hitting you with the net. It's playing the radio again.
The best part about it is he's doing it, and then Eddie Murphy's like looking to his left and his right, trying to figure out.
Dude, and so are they. The goons are there looking to the left. In the third one, it's almost just funny if you don't, I don't know how to say this. You don't look at the movie as, you know, what's happening. You just think of like the reality of these security people at a theme park for children. They're open firing on heads in the middle of the park. They're literally he's taking a phone call and they're just shooting at the dude.
That, you know, that's one of the funniest things about, because like,
stop this ride. Oh, we can't. Sorry. Oh, it's broken.
But also, you know, the man's on the ride, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to stop the ride.
The ride's going to finish.
He's going to come back. It's a Ferris wheel.
He's not going somewhere else.
He goes in a circle.
I don't know. You'd get that man down right now. Like, sir, he'll be, you know, you got 3.5 minutes.
That is so funny as well, that all the, let me move this button, move that button, the gears grind, and a damn thing falls off. The Ferris wheel wasn't going that fast. That stopping it immediately made that thing fall off. And, you have that going on at your park. I don't care if you've got alien attack. You got to start thinking about some lawsuits and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and then you've got that like Uncle Dave, and is that meant to be someone who's actually real, or is that meant to be? That's obviously meant to be a.
Is he like a Walt Disney type?
I don't know. Oh,
Uncle Dave.
Yeah, I don't care about Uncle
Did
Dave.
he do the Okie Dokie Shuffle? that's
not the Okie Dokie Shuffle. Hey, shut up, kid! I changed it.
Okie Dokie. One of the best transitions in a character, in my opinion, is Billy Rosewood going from the first movie being, he's the young cop. He's got a little bit of edge to him. The second movie, he's got Rambo in his house. He's got the tortoise doing all sorts of stuff.
Got Big Al.
He's got guns everywhere, right? I don't actually know. No, it's not Rambo. It's Cobra. Is it Cobra that's in the thing?
What's Cobra?
The Stallone movie? I don't know if it's called Cobra.
I don't know.
I think
do
he's got
mention
a different...
Rambo. They do mention Rambo. Because especially in the fourth one, he says like the Rambo knife.
The Rambo knife,
so
that's right.
I imagine it's probably Rambo.
And then in the third one,
he's
traffic management.
The DDIJOIOC.
DDIJOIOC at Eddie Murphy's. I mean...
I love when he's on the thing. See, Los Angeles is into 34 different precincts. Now, what happens when a crime goes from one it finishes, passes over the green line?
Yeah.
The best part of all of that was when they found the truck, and he's there on the intercom saying like, "Hey, hold, we got the beach patrol, we got the people from all these different precincts."
He's getting them all.
Because
if you control the green lines, I can't remember what the quote was.
Yeah, that's it.
But Eddie Murphy coming into the thing, and he accidentally clicks like Farsi or something on the language. No, he clicks French.
Oh,
he clicks French.
Yeah, when he's saying like, "Hey, I want Detective Rosewood."
La machete beau, le crayon. So there's some bits. Look, I agree
the
that
other thing.
number one is on a pedestal above them all.
Yeah.
It's shining.
Philip,
and then
I knew that was you.
You look
Come on,
down.
give me a kiss, baby.
You look down and it's dark and there's some spider webs, but Beverly Hills Cop 2, 3, and 4 are there. They're there. And I think they're serviceable films.
The one thing that number 3 does really well is it ends on a high. You've got the people, they've shot everywhere. Everyone's been shot. Mm-hmm. Axel Foley's shot the dirty detective, which is also a funny part because there's no inkling at any point in that movie that guy's a dirty cop. It's just like, okay, well, he's part of it as well.
And I mean, he was.
And the funniest thing is he shoots him and then it gets the other dude, whatever the other cop character is, the Taggart replacement. Mm-hmm. He shoots him and he sits down next to Axel and be like, "Can someone please explain to me what's going on and why I've been shot?" And then Billy Rosewood comes in and Mans has been pieced up and he's like, arms just swinging.
Dude, Billy Rosewood is pieced up.
Dude, he's damn near dead.
If we didn't get a fourth one, he could have been dead.
100%. And then he's there on his knees and they're all just laughing and be like, "He needs a hospital." It's like, "Hey, does this hurt?" And I'm laughing. And the movie's ended.
And he falls into the smoke.
And he falls into
the smoke.
And you go, you know what? You've left me on a high.
That's funny. That is funny. Do you think though, because to sort of do what we want to do with Rush Hours, with the other movies, right? All those other movies that I've just mentioned.
All those other movies.
Because the ones in your mind. You know the ones in your mind.
Yeah.
We have to look at it as a whole. Mm. We don't necessarily have to look at it as a progressive story because none of these are going to be progressive. It's not going to be a continuous plot progression. But we have to look at these as a whole as to whether or not this is a serviceable series that you can sit down at 1 and get to 4 and say, that was a film. That was a film made up of many films, but that was a film.
I mean, we can definitely say this was a film made up of many films.
It was, dude.
We haven't spoken about the fourth one much.
That's because we've spoken about it.
But I rewatched that as well.
You rewatched it?
I rewatched it. That's a good film. That is a good film.
It is,
You're talking, "Hey, have you never flown one of these before?" "No, I crashed one." And dude, that's hilarious.
The helicopter scene is very funny, and the fact that Shooter McGavin rocks up, that's even funnier. Shooter McGavin's in that movie playing golf.
That movie, it made me laugh. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. It was obviously not as much of an 80s action movie. They definitely had that part in that, like, you knew the man was dirty as soon as you saw him on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You know, which is like, you don't need to be, it's not a, you know, that lady that does the Death on the Nile and, like, you know,
Agatha Christie. You don't need to be Agatha Christie.
You just need to say, hey, look, this is the dirty cop. And that's it.
And the thing is, we were comparing it direct to Beverly Hills Cop 1. We're not looking at it as a whole. Now, looking at it as a whole, you have a different lens, right?
That's right.
So for me, you know, I saw Victor Maitland in the suit with the robe on top. I couldn't,
fantastic.
you know, I have to give him the props over that.
You know, when you went back, you know, I'll keep back. Obviously, I watched it a fair few times. You know, you get, hey, get off of me, get off of me. And there's 4 dudes grabbing each appendage. And then there's just one dude he's walking away, he buttons up his suit, and then he looks like he's going to open the door, and then he just gets thrown out the window.
I mean, the fact that he gets thrown out of window, and it's definitely not Eddie Murphy that gets thrown out the window, that's funny.
There's you know, when he's on the truck at the start.
Yeah.
That is, dude, that song is so...
The heat is on. Is that one?
Yeah.
That's that one.
The first movie, you've got the come on, fellas, tell me something. You got the first thing.
Yeah.
The cigarettes. I don't smoke Lucky Stripes. I smoke King Size or whatever he says. You got what's the next thing after that? You got
la 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 la. I'm
yeah,
not listening to
that's
Jeffrey.
right.
Like, this is not my office.
this is not my locker. You got that.
Yeah.
You got Herbal Simplex 10. You got
you got Jenny Summers. You got
Jenny
Tandino.
Summers. You got Serge. You got
the peak of all characters. I'm sorry to say.
You got the peak of all.
You got the peak Taggart. You got peak Billy Rosewood.
You got, hey, you know, did you know that when average American is 50 years old, he's got half a pound of undigested red meat in his bowel? Why are you telling me this? You eat a lot of red meat. You know, you've got that, and then you've got Uckwell doing like breaking into, hey, yeah, I'm going to put this in my coffee and drink it. I'm going to pour water through it and drink it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing those ones, you know.
I don't know.
Can you come here a second?
Oh yeah. That is funny.
Is that your Porsche? You know, I could keep going, and I probably will because
there's plenty of scenes you've watched 20 times.
And the good thing is the action comedy portion of the movie is a lot of that first one.
Yeah.
The action part, you know, you get the end bit, which is it's whatever.
It's the action is split throughout it very well. You know, it doesn't have to be high octane. They hit you with something high at the start. You know, then Michael Tandino dies, and then it slows down. It slows down. Really, it slows down for a whole while. Like him getting thrown out of a window, that's not action. That's like, did you see me just get thrown out of a window?
Yeah, there's no real action. It's just the end.
It is, and obviously we get the scene in the club with my man's, what's his name? Phil. But there's little hints
go,
of
Rosewood. You're some kind of cunt.
There's heaps of little things to keep you interested, but it's the story and the people that keep you interested in this film. In regards to number 4, I enjoy it.
I still think I prefer that. I reckon that's on the same level as 2, maybe a little bit lower than 2. It's definitely above 3 for sure. But I very much enjoyed that movie. I thought that the relationship between him and his daughter was really well done. And look, maybe you could say it's not really in the same kind of vein of a action comedy. It's a little bit more than that, but I thought they did it well, and I liked it.
And I think the progression of Eddie Murphy is fantastic. Now, another thing that, you know, you have to base a series off of is sort of those connective pieces, the connective tissue, if you will. But also, I think that one thing that's very important is the character themselves, or the key characters themselves. And one thing that I do like about 2 and 3 is Axel Foley's outfit. Like, his character outfit is the Detroit Lions jumper with the jeans.
But you know,
and he's wearing
I was
a
trying to
t-shirt.
work out. He's got t-shirts that are coming down past his elbows, but also
He's got like 3/4.
Yeah, but also, but it's not 3/4. It's not. It's like it's just like a really
like 3/5
big sleeve. Yeah, maybe 3/5. Maybe 3/5.
Maybe 3/5.
Or 5/8.
Could be 5/8.
It could be 5/8. It's only just below the elbow. But also he's got the sleeves rolled up from his long sleeve shirt underneath. And then he's got a jacket that looks like the jacket sleeves are half length. Like a short sleeve jacket.
Right.
That's not something we really need to spend more than, this time that we've just spent on. But I just kept looking at that going, I don't know how this jacket works.
Look, man, I just like the look of the jacket is what I was going to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you think it acts folded like this with the gun out on the side? You think of the Detroit Lions jacket.
With the Adidas shoes.
With the Adidas shoes. Because he's running, dude. What is he going to be wearing? Boots? I've seen police officers wearing like R.M. Williams. Detectives wearing R.M. Williams. What are they going to be doing?
Not running.
Not running. I mean, they are comfort shoes, though. Those are shoes that will last. Where I think about this before we finish this off, if I look towards the movies like Rush Hour, the movies like Lethal Weapon, I found another one. But I look towards Rush Hour specifically.
There's more action in Rush Hour.
I don't think much beats Rush Hour 1 and 2.
Well, we're going to do that, and then we're gonna see.
I don't think much beats Rush Hour 1 and 2.
But you also got, the action comedy. This one, especially the first one, it's way more comedy.
The first one is a great movie.
The first one is unbelievable.
It's a great movie.
I mean, I've watched it, genuinely, I've watched it 20 times. That's not even, I've probably watched it more.
Now, here's the thing, though. We're going to do the rating of, is this the best action comedy film? And currently, out of all the ones we rated...
It is. Out of this and Planet of the Apes, The Kingdom, where they got eagles.
It is the best action comedy film series. And we're going to keep it that way. This list is going to change.
This is going to change. So stay tuned, get subscribed, get liked. I don't think we've ever said get subscribed on this.
Get subscribed?
Well, I mean...
get subscribed.
I'm saying we haven't really said that, which this goes on YouTube, so we probably should say that. And
People
in the
ain't
first...
listening to this.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm just... This is almost like an editor's note.
Yeah.
But I'm not editing. I'm just...
Because you say that and people do it. That was the Beverly Hills Cop film series. And this has been the back catalogue.
Like and subscribe. I feel like a loser saying that.